Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is December 19th.
It's a little chilly out there again this morning, hovering right around 50 degrees, 51 on our thermometer.
That's right, but things will change. It'll get a little nicer, which is good news, Sarah, but also maybe bad news for allergy sufferers.
Yeah, that's right. We do have the updated pollen count in. It is going to get nicer this afternoon. The aquifer, I do want to take a quick health check of the aquifer. So it's down 0.2 of a foot over the past 24 hours. It is almost 30 feet. It is almost 30 feet below the monthly average for the month. Now, as we take a look at Mountain Cedar, that's what Stephanie was hinting at. Mountain Cedar is still high. Yesterday it was a little higher, so it's come down, but if you're struggling with your allergies, it's likely because of Mountain Cedar because molds are low. All right, I want to show you this morning, a beautiful view this morning all across South Central Texas. This is Carrie at Canyon Lake. Thank you for sending in this picture on KSAT Connect. If you have pictures of the sunrise this morning, please send those in to KSAT Connect. Now, the biggest difference today is that we are going to see these high thin cirrus clouds out there, and you can actually see them at the airport. Speaking of the airport, going to get plenty busy there in the coming days. Temperature is in the 50s right now at the airport, 52 degrees, 44 in Bulverde, 40 in Bandera. So we will be getting up to about 70 degrees today, but today is our last day with low humidity because dampness could start in the forecast as early as tomorrow morning, and that we'll see rain chances continue into the weekend as well. That leads us to Christmas. We'll have a mild Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with a small rain chance in the mix. There's a lot to talk about in the forecast, starting with tomorrow's dampness. I'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the roads with RJ, another place that's going to get busy over the coming days.
Yeah, and actually it was a lot busier than normal, what you would expect during a maybe holiday week, and also, of course, the kiddos not in school for a lot of our major school districts. First of all, I want to update you here. We've seen the stalled vehicle off to the side here, northbound 35 at New Braunfels. Had the driver out a little bit earlier, but it appears the driver has been able to go home safe and sound. Now we're getting the vehicle out of the way here off to the shoulder, so TxDOT crew is working on that right now. So a couple of other things popping up right now. We have a stalled vehicle eastbound at De Zavala Road. Doesn't appear to be causing any major delays. I just checked the camera there. Traffic appears to be moving pretty smoothly through that area, but still something to keep in mind. We're going to go west now, US 90 westbound at Observation Drive. So basically that 410 90 intersection right there, we have a stalled vehicle, and I have a camera on that. We'll see if we could pop that up here in just a little bit. So we're taking you now all the way to the east side. We're talking about some people hitting the roads for the holidays. Keep this in mind. I-10 eastbound at Cibolo Creek. So if you're headed up towards Seguin, maybe you're going from San Antonio to Houston. We know a lot of people make that trip on I-10. Keep in mind, we have all the main lanes here blocked here at I-10 eastbound at Cibolo Creek because of an ongoing construction. You can see traffic has been backed up to about 1604. So if you're headed out right now, keep this in mind. Maybe think of some alternate routes if there are any to just kind of get around that I-10 area. Speaking of very busy areas across town, the northwest side here, we see La Cantera Parkway, John Peace Boulevard. We have the turnaround closures here at Loop 1604, closed in both directions. It's going to be an ongoing deal. So if you're headed out to the shops at La Cantera, you're headed out to the rim area coming from the west side or northwest side of town, keep this in mind that these turnarounds are going to be closed here through January 3rd. So that's going to pretty much be throughout the entire holiday season. So we'll continue to follow anything else that comes up, and we'll pop back in if there's anything else major going on. But for now, everything else looking okay across the city. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you, RJ.
Here's today's 9 at 9.
Governor Abbott created a new law that is aimed at punishing those who come into Texas illegally. The measure, SB 4, gives local law officials the ability to arrest migrants who are trying to sneak into the state. Supporters are praising Abbott's move, saying it provides Texas with another way to protect its southern border. However, others have issues with this new law, which is expected to go into effect in March.
The U.S. has announced a new multinational task force that will be keeping watch over the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. The joint effort comes as British Petroleum announced it's temporarily pausing operations through those waters as Iranian-backed Yemeni rebels increase attacks on ships in the region.
Growing backlash after U.S. Steel announced a nearly $15 billion deal to be acquired by a Japanese firm. While the company will stay headquartered in Pittsburgh, it would mark the end of an era for the 122-year-old American institution. Union leaders are blasting the takeover deal, claiming it violates their agreement with the company. Critics are also raising national security concerns. Shareholders still need to vote on the deal, then regulators will go over the details.
This week, the FAA is expected to announce it will put together a special panel to review air safety in the U.S. Sources say the panel will specifically look at on-the-job fatigue facing air traffic controllers. The move comes after a string of near collisions involving commercial flights on or near the runways of major airports this year. The FAA has repeatedly been criticized for not addressing the issue of air traffic controller staffing.
About 9 million borrowers missed their first payment after the pandemic pause ended a few months ago. That's according to the Department of Education. Now, for comparison, only about 25% of borrowers missed their payment in October of 2019, before the 3+ year freeze went into effect. Borrowers who miss payments anytime through September of next year will not be reported to the 3 national credit bureaus. However, interest will continue to accrue.
Processing times for U.S. passports are back to pre-pandemic levels after years of delays. The State Department says it's finally worked through a backlog that piled up during the pandemic. Now it takes up to 8 weeks to get a passport the standard way, or up to 3 weeks for an expedited application. That's compared to wait times of more than twice that back in 2021.
Apple will soon stop selling some of its watches because of patent dispute over blood oxygen monitors. The International Trade Commission had ruled that Apple infringed on the patent of a medical technology company. Sales of the Series 9 and Ultra 2 watches will be suspended starting Thursday.
TikTok has upgraded its app for users of tablets and foldable devices. According to the company, the app is now better suited for larger screens so viewers can experience a clear feed. And the app's navigation bar is now at the top and bottom of the screen.
YouTube TV is adding a shortcut to help users switch back and forth between channels. A long press of the OK or select button on your remote will work the same as the last channel button on a remote control. It helps deal with the fact that YouTube TV doesn't use channel numbers. And that's today's 9 at 9.
We want to get to a developing story. It appears a family dispute has turned deadly. Homicide detectives are investigating a fatal shooting involving a man and his relative.
Katrina Weber is live near the home where it happened. It's on a street called Lavin Drive near Culebra Road and Callahan Road. And Katrina, have police arrested that man?
Well, what they've told us is that they took that man into custody. He's 59 years old, and they say that he shot and killed his 43-year-old nephew. It happened in the backyard of this home here behind me. You can see it's still roped off. Police have been working in the backyard. They say that there was also one person inside the home, an adult, who was not hurt during the shooting. But the two men, the uncle, the 59-year-old uncle, and his 43-year-old nephew, apparently got into some sort of a dispute in the backyard, and that's where the shooting happened. The nephew is the one who died as a result of his wounds. And again, police say that they do have homicide investigators talking to the man, the 59-year-old uncle in this case, and they are going to let homicide detectives determine exactly what happened here between the two and whether there should be charges filed. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. 906, 52 degrees.
And we have to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to take a look at how holiday travel is going for those flying.
Max Massey will be joining us with your morning headlines. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Well, we're making a dedicated effort to show you how air travel is going all this week because volume of passengers is going to increase every single day exponentially. Here's a live look at the FlightAware Misery map, and you notice a little bit of red just about everywhere in the country, and it's not necessarily because of weather. It is because of that higher traffic volume. This morning, the biggest delays and only a handful of cancellations, 6. But the handful of delays around the country spread around places like New York JFK, Fort Lauderdale, Boston, Atlanta Hartsfield, and also Baltimore, Washington International. Our producer just tapped on the New York City metro airports, and delays there are affecting, again, airports around the country right now. And we are seeing a few delays at airports here in Texas, particularly Dallas, and also down the road in Houston. San Antonio is doing pretty good right now. We're going to keep a very close eye on things as the week continues to go on and more people hit the skyways for the holidays.
Ooh, I like that. Skyways for the holidays.
It just kind of happened
San Antonio also looks good. The weather outside.
Hey, the weather looks good. You can see that we've got some cirrus clouds moving in, and those cirrus clouds actually made for beautiful sunrise. I showed you a picture earlier. I want to show you a few more that have been sent in through our KSAT Connect app. This is from an user in Elmendorf, a beautiful picture there, and you can actually see Venus also at the same time as that beautiful sunrise. This is from Skywatcher, beautiful view there, cotton candy skies, and then I love this one out in Bernie. They've got that snowflake decoration in their front yard. That's about the only kind of snow we're going to see around Christmas time this year. Here's a look at today's clouds and temperatures, and you can see that we've got some of those cirrus clouds moving in. It's 42 in Kerrville, 51 in Del Rio, 52 in Hondo. Good morning in Pleasanton, where it's 52, 49 in Gonzales. We're going to see those cirrus clouds gradually increase today, and winds are going to turn from the east to the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. 64 at noon, and the afternoon high near 70 degrees. We'll be at 68 in San Antonio, and again mostly cloudy later on this afternoon. A few neighborhoods here, it'll be 64 in Kerrville, 68 in Del Rio, 71 in Pleasanton, 73 in Cotulla, 66 in Canyon Lake, and 64 in Fredericksburg, slightly higher than the average. And then later on tonight, it's going to be cool. It'll get into the 50s, but not necessarily cold like it has been the last few nights. And the reason for that is clouds will be increasing and humidity will slowly be rising tonight. So today we've got very dry air in place, but as early as tomorrow, dew points are going to start to get into the muggy category, especially by the second part of the day and into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's going to be noticeably muggy outside, and mist and drizzle will start as early as tomorrow morning in San Antonio. Really, really light tomorrow. I think we'll more so have fog than mist and drizzle, but definitely by Thursday, Friday, we'll have areas of mist and drizzle. And in fact, Friday is our best chance for rain. Showing you the upper level wind pattern here because we've got a high pressure system right over San Antonio. Well, an upper level high pressure system right over Texas. That's going to get kicked off to the east. And what we'll be looking at is a trough of low pressure, bringing additional rain chances, energy and moisture through the weekend and even into Christmas Eve itself on Sunday. So again, mist and drizzle possible Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, our rain chances really start to kick up. And by Saturday and Sunday, we'll only have isolated showers and even perhaps a storm or two Saturday and Sunday. But by Monday on Christmas Day, our rain chances really are going to start to go down. So how much rain could we see over the next several days? Well, areas like Dallas, Waco, Lufkin, Houston, East Texas, they're really going to be the winners when it comes to rainfall over the next 7 days, up to 2 inches of rain. Around our viewing area, areas east will see less than ½ an inch, and areas west will see less than ¼ of an inch. San Antonio will be lucky to see a few tenths of an inch of rainfall through the next 7 days. So looking at that forecast for you, again, morning fog and mist is possible early tomorrow. Notice that mornings are not going to be as cool as they have been. It'll be 56 degrees tomorrow morning, 70 for the high. Winter officially starts with the winter solstice on Thursday, but that's when we'll be really seeing temperatures rise. Morning drizzle on Thursday, best rain chance as far as coverage goes on Friday, and then by Saturday and Sunday, just a few isolated showers possible. Monday, Christmas Day, our high will be near 70, guys.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Well, in your morning headlines, Google is paying millions of dollars after allegations that it had been stifling competition.
And Pope Francis marks a significant shift in the church's approach to LGBTQ+. Our Max Messi joins us live in the studio. And Max, where are we starting this morning?
Guys, I wanted to start with some of the captivating pictures and photos and videos of the sunrise and sunset, but we're talking about other captivating video. This one, a little more terrifying. We're starting in Iceland. Look at this. So, spectacular display from Mother Nature, a volcanic eruption. I mean, this is amazing, but it's also, again, if you live in the area, horrifying. Volcanic eruption in the North Atlantic. Iceland, no stranger to these eruptions, but this one, here's the problem. It's not too far from the capital city, and it has already triggered an evacuation of an entire town of thousands of families. So overnight, we have new video of lava fountains soaring into the air, lighting up the night sky over Iceland after a volcano in the country's most populated region erupted. The glow from the lava visible from miles away, even from the center of the capital, Reykjavik, and not too far from a power plant, even more of a concern. That lava now about 2 miles from the fishing town of Grindavik. That's 4,000 families they evacuated last month. And this is what we talked about last month. There was that series of earthquakes, and it opened up massive cracks in the streets and even inside homes.
There are a range of different styles of eruptions. Some produce a lot of ash. This is not one of those. This is producing lava flows, so they're very hot and they're very fluid. This is not going to be like the eruption that caused the big air traffic disruption a number of years ago.
Lava, hot. Got it. No, the professor was actually talking about a different volcanic eruption that happened in 2010. Remember, that wreaked havoc on transatlantic air travel. Not expected this time. Officials do say the eruption does not pose a threat to life, but they are concerned about what they call considerable toxic gases being released into the air. That is why they are trying to do their best to keep people far away from the area. I use Google. Odds are, if you're watching, you've probably used Google or you use it consistently. But there are big questions about whether the company has made it so that you have to use Google. So, in the aftermath of these questions, Google has agreed to pay $700 million to states and consumers settling an antitrust lawsuit. The Justice Department in dozens of states accusing Google of abusing its dominance in online search. They say Google allegedly harmed competitive practices through deals with wireless carriers, smartphone makers, making Google their search default or the only option. So according to the settlement, about $630 million of the $700 will go to fund to benefit about 102 million consumers. Another 70 million, well, that's going to the states involved in the suit. Google says Android and Google Play have continuously evolved to provide more flexibility and more choice. Well, in a major shift in Vatican doctrine, Pope Francis formally permitting Roman Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples. So the blessings, they may be carried out as long as they are not part of regular church rituals, and they must also not take place at the same time as a civil union. Now, this ruling, clearly a big shift from that 2021 ruling from the Vatican Doctrine Office, which barred any blessing, saying God, quote, cannot bless sin, end quote. All right, new details surfacing this morning about the devastating condition of Celine Dion. And, well, it's taken her off stage. This multi-Grammy-winning legend has been fighting for control over her own body for more than a year. And now, while she still dreams of returning to the stage, her prognosis not looking good. The 5-time Grammy winner announced last year she's been diagnosed with stiff body syndrome. It prompted her to cancel that world tour that she had planned. Now, Dion's condition is progressive and it is incurable. It causes the body to attack its own nerve cells, and here's the thing, it can affect mobility, vision, and even speech. Her sister says research into this condition is ongoing, but because of the rarity of stiff body syndrome, progression into the research has been slow. And here's the hope, guys. I've never heard of this before Celine Dion talked about it last year. And so at least this, it's a terrible situation, but at least it brings knowledge and attention to the issue so that hopefully more research, more funding can help prompt cures or prevention.
Yes, she's definitely bringing light to the issue.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, guys.
919, 54 degrees.
Not everyone gets recognized by the President of the U.S., but one college president from San Antonio did. And after the break, Tiffany Huertas tells us about this big honor and what the president of St. Philip's College hopes to do next.
Welcome back, 923. A big honor for the president of St. Philip's College here in San Antonio. After years of working in different educational roles, Dr. Adina Williams-Lawston was recently recognized by the White House.
Her mission now is to work on bringing more educational and economic opportunities for Black Americans. Tiffany Huertas shares how her life experience and journey has prepared her for this new role.
The pictures and awards on these walls show just a small glimpse of the life of the 14th president of St. Philip's College.
Every job I ever held until I arrived at St. Philip's College, I was either the first Black or the only Black in that position.
Dr. Adina Williams-Lawston broke barriers in her career, and not only higher education institutions, but even at NASA, where she served as a director of education.
I served as the highest ranking African American female in the agency. at NASA.
The educational trailblazer has another accomplishment to add to her wall and a memorable story to share.
We were sworn in by Vice President Kamala Harris, and then they asked us to just have a seat. And so we sat back down, and a person whispered in my ear, "The president is coming."
In October, Loston was appointed by President Joe Biden to the White House initiative on advancing educational equity, excellence, and economic opportunity for Black Americans.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime. There are 5 working groups focusing in on Black genius, post-secondary and career education, middle-income America, civil rights, and then the future for Black Americans.
Loston feels fully prepared for this new role.
I know and understand the circumstances when you don't have access or you have limited access or being marginalized.
She shares some of her experiences.
I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the segregated South. Every time I entered a public building, I entered through the back door. I was not engaged in an integrated academic setting until I went to graduate school.
Her father played a big role in her life.
My father being the first Black self-employed master plumber, Daddy charged people according to the way they talked to his children.
As Loston serves on the Committee for Post-Secondary and Career Education, she hopes to give voice to what's happening in San Antonio.
We know that access is an issue. We know that affordability is an issue. We know that we virtually sometimes have to case manage every student because when they're coming to us, education is but one of the competing priorities in their lives. And so we have to be prepared to address homelessness, hunger, food insecurity, a parenting student.
Loston looks forward to diving into these issues and knows her father, who also accomplished a lot in his life.
He was being recognized by the Caring Institute as one of the most caring people in America. He was recognized through the Nixon administration, the Carter administration, and the Clinton for his work.
Is celebrating her.
I just know Daddy would be immensely proud.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Congratulations, Dr. Loston. Right now, 9:26, 54 degrees. There is more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Our latest Know My Neighborhood episode focused on the Dignity Hills area. Coming up, Katrina Weber shares some of the food concerns residents have in that neighborhood.
Plus, time is running out if you're trying to mail out any gifts or cards in time for Christmas. After the break, we'll look at the holiday shipping deadlines.
As we head to break, don't forget we are taking part in the Salvation Army's Parade of Kettles competition. We are trying to raise at least $2,000 for families in need in our area. You can scan that QR code on your screen and it will take you to our website where you're going to find a link to donate.
That's right, Steph. We're about $600 away from reaching our goal, and we know money is tight for a lot of folks right now. We're in the middle of the holiday season, and every little donation helps. We'll be accepting donations through Sunday, Christmas Eve, so please donate if you can. Welcome back. Major carriers expect to deliver a record number of packages this holiday season. So if you still need to ship within the U.S., you need to get that done as soon as possible.
And here are the last days to mail a package in order for it to arrive by Christmas Eve. FedEx says today is the deadline for FedEx Express Saver or 3-day freight. Tomorrow is the last day for FedEx 2-day shipping. Thursday is the last day for FedEx 1-day, and Friday is the last day for FedEx same-day shipping.
All makes sense. The United States Postal Service says the last day to use Priority Mail Express is tomorrow for it to arrive by Saturday. As for UPS, it recommends packages be shipped out by today for 3-day select, tomorrow for second-day air, Thursday for next-day air. You can find all these deadlines on KSAT.com if you need to see this information again.
And look at all these lovable dogs that need a new home. If you've been thinking about fostering an animal, now's the time to do it.
A rescue shelter down in Von Army is at maximum capacity, so it's looking for families to foster animals over the holidays.
And as Courtney Friedman tells us, the shelter is offering great incentives, but only until early January.
This is Farron. She was dumped in a yard.
Just 4.5 weeks old, baby Farron got to the God's Dog Shelter in Von Ormy today.
She has multiple issues, medical issues.
She's at the first part of the spectrum, rehab all the way to foster or adoption ready. Just like this 3-year-old cutie, Daphne.
Great trained, great with other dogs, great with everybody. She's just a happy-go-lucky little dog. She's perfect for a holiday takeover.
The shelter oversees 650 dogs, most in foster homes, but 170 at the shelter, which is maximum capacity. Julie Marchbank says their current unique program involves short 2-week foster opportunities during the holidays.
Get them in, get some good pictures of them on the couch, something that we can use to get them adopted.
A little PR campaign, if you will, for the pups who are ready for their forever homes.
We've done all the work. We've done all the spay and the neuter, the shots, the microchip.
The current incentive program through January 3rd makes sure foster families won't pay a dime for any supplies.
And when we say supplies, look at all of these donations. There are some little pee pads. We're talking crates, dog bowls, and then the things that you wouldn't even need to buy, like toys. And look at this cute little outfit. So many things that can help you foster easily during the holidays.
For any type of dog, energetic or sweet and relaxed like Turbo, who's come a long way since 2019.
It was obvious he had been hit in the head by something and he could hardly walk.
Now a healthy cuddle bug who wants a calm home and loving buddy, even just for a couple weeks.
Good boy, Turbs.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
You can tell Turbo's like, is your lap available?
It's like he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
You don't have to go far to find a shelter around our entire area right now that would love to have your foster or your donation of supplies or even to volunteer.
That's right. And if you're interested in adopting or fostering a dog or just want to check out the ones that are available, we have a link to the God's Dogs website on our website at KSAT.com.
And that's the one that was featured in Courtney's story. All right, back outside with live cam. It is starting to warm up out there, Sarah Spivey.
Yeah, we're in the 50s already after starting off in the 40s. And by this afternoon, we're going to be near 70 degrees. It is that time of year where everybody's asking me, Sarah, what's the mountain cedar count? I feel it. Well, that makes sense because it's high today. Mountain cedar is high at 610. Molds are low at 250. As we take a look outside right now, some cirrus clouds and 52 degrees. We've got east winds at about 10 miles per hour and low humidity. Dew points are in the 30s right now, but we will quickly be seeing the humidity rise. So this morning we got down to 48 degrees in San Antonio. It was 36 in Comfort, 37 in Kerrville, 39 in Bulverde, and 42 in Pleasanton. A cold morning for us. Well, say goodbye to cold mornings for the rest of the week because tomorrow our morning lows will be in the 50s, and even by Friday into the weekend, our morning low is going to be near 60 degrees, well above average by some 15 to 20 degrees. And the reason for that, humidity will be on the rise. So today is our last day with low humidity before we see humidity rise overnight tonight. That will allow for dampness to start as early as tomorrow, peaking on Friday, rather. We're going to have a good chance for rain on Friday. That'll lead into a mild Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with a small rain chance. So I'll have your holiday forecast and we'll talk about the rainfall potential around San Antonio coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Sarah. Yesterday was our third episode of the Know My Neighborhood series, and this one focused on the neighborhood with a somewhat tricky name, the Dignowity Hill area.
The crew talked about its history, gentrification, living alongside a homeless community, and what people love about it. Now, but even with all the changes there, it appears some things have stayed the same.
Katrina Weber shows us why some people say their neighborhood remains at the bottom of the food chain.
There's a restaurant right here on the corner, and then there's, of course, Little Caesars way down there.
When it comes to places where Kristen Ratcliffe can find food in her neighborhood, she says the menu is somewhat limited.
There's the Chinese restaurant down the street there, there's pizza, but it's all fast food.
While there's always a quick bite nearby, she and some of her neighbors say a good bite is another question.
If you want to eat anything, even remotely healthy, it's not in your neighborhood at all.
Melanie Cardenas is new to these parts, although she grew up not far from here. She's noticed some positive changes recently, but says there's still more to be done.
Shopping for groceries here, some people say, can also be a challenge. Without driving across town, their list of options include convenience stores, dollar stores, a few small shops, or this one HEB.
That HEB doesn't necessarily have all of the healthiest options.
I'll go over to the one on Almas, or I'll either go to Central Market to get groceries because that's where the freshest food is.
Both say they'd like to have either better or more choices closer to home.
However, community and city leaders say attracting that kind of new business has been a struggle.
We could go to Houston, we could go to Detroit, we could go to Chicago, we can go to any place in the United States, and that same scenario would play out.
Dr. Terrence Green with UT Austin's Education Department has conducted numerous studies on inner city communities. He says research shows there are inequalities intentionally baked into the system, affecting all areas of life, including nutrition.
Color of your skin, where you live, and how much money you have, it shapes the access of food that you have.
This area has been in need of support for probably my lifetime.
To fill in the good food gap here, Fred Flukers jumped at the chance 8 years ago to help start up Gardopia Gardens. It's like a tiny farm in the big city on what used to be a neighborhood trouble spot.
Even though it isn't a large-scale operation, community members come in here all the time and pick fresh produce and come get eggs from our chicken coop.
It's just one way, he says, to plant seeds of health and hope in this neighborhood. Others continue to hope for a different harvest.
Of course, a Trader Joe's would be nice.
Maybe one of those neighborhood Walmarts would be great.
That was Katrina Weber reporting. She said she sent a series of emails to H-E-B regarding that particular store, and a spokeswoman told her that H-E-B spent millions of dollars on upgrades there back in 2021.
That included adding new display cases and more than 1,000 new items, which many are organic. So that was just one story that was done for the Dignity Hill episode. If you'd like to see the full Know My Neighborhood episode from yesterday, you can watch it again online.
9:38, now 55 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
Look out there with Zoo Cam. Is it Hippo Cam today? On the left side. Oh yeah, I see them. They're out to play again. Sometimes they're not
taking
here.
a little cat nap at the bottom of the pool there.
There they are. They're saying hi to you, Mark.
Gotta come up and take. Oh, there's one. Yeah, gotta come up and take a breath at some point, right?
Good. They're like, good morning, happy Tuesday.
Nice to see them in action, right?
For sure. Oh, there you go. Good morning. And it's a beautiful day to go to the zoo.
Now is the time to get protected against respiratory illnesses. The CDC is continuing to push for more people to get vaccinated this holiday season.
Patty Santos shows us the flu, RSV, and COVID threats here in San Antonio.
Concerns about the triple threat, COVID, flu, and RSV, has doctors worried this holiday season.
I think sometimes people feel obligated that they need to go to grandma's house or grandpa's house. But really, if you're ill, the best present you can give them is not to get them sick.
University Health Dr. Jason Bowling says it starts now with vaccines against the flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Low vaccination rates and a surge of respiratory illnesses prompted the Centers for Disease Control to send an alert to healthcare providers about the need to boost vaccinations.
There's still time to get it before it takes 2 weeks roughly for it to get full protection, but you'll still have adequate protection before all the travel that's going to be happening really soon here.
Data by University Health shows a steady rise in respiratory illnesses in recent weeks. Nationwide, doctors are tracking the CDC data showing southern states with high or very high levels of respiratory illness activity, Texas among them.
People are getting sick, and people are also gathering indoors and at risk of spreading those germs to one another.
Masks remain a pretty effective tool.
Seniors, children 6 years or younger, and those with compromised immune systems or diabetes are most at risk to develop complications or even death. Bottom line, keep an eye out for cough, congestion, sore throat, and feeling tired or muscle aches.
The sooner you get tested and started on treatment, the better off for COVID and flu. Both those treatments work better the sooner you start them from symptom onset.
Remember, stay home and seek treatment right away. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Well, Sarah is here, and you can tell the cedar is still an issue today, but you said that thankfully the levels are a little bit lower today.
They are lower than yesterday, but we're in the middle of cedar season, and cedar is bad because the season is long. I mean, it peaks in mid-January, so we've still got like 3 weeks of cedar. Yeah, it finally ends around Valentine's Day, but at least we had a beautiful sunrise this morning.
The weather's nice when the allergies are bad, though.
That's our price to pay here in San Antonio. We get the nice weather around Christmas time, though. Here's a look outside. Right now, this was earlier this morning. This was Carrie at Canyon Lake. Beautiful cotton candy sunrise at Canyon Dam. One thing I noticed there as a meteorologist, Look how low that lake is. Yep, Canyon Lake still really low. Now, this was Melissa sending this picture through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. And again, a beautiful sunrise there with those high thin cirrus clouds, and we've got those cirrus clouds moving from west to east across south central Texas. This morning it's 51 in Del Rio, 46 in Kerrville, 43 in New Braunfels, and 57 in Pleasanton. Closer view around the Alamo City, still in the 40s in Bulverde, but only briefly. 48 in Bandera, 52 in Hondo, 53 at Stinson. Good morning, Pleasanton. It's 57. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast today, we're going to see gradually increasing clouds this afternoon. By noon, we will be near 65, and for the afternoon high, close to 70 this afternoon around San Antonio. We'll have southeast winds picking up at about 15 miles per hour. It'll be 68 in Uvalde, 62 in Rock Springs, 71 in Pleasanton, 68 in Gonzales, 66 in Canyon Lake, mid-60s across the hill country, including Bernie, Bulverde, Helotes, 68 in Seguin, Floresville. You'll be at 71 degrees and 68 in Uvalde. Now, later on tonight, after sunset, the last few nights it's become pretty chilly after sunset. It's going to be cool with temperatures dipping into the 50s, but not nearly as chilly as it has been the last few days. And we're also going to see cloudy skies by about 10 to midnight. This is all ahead of a surge of moisture in the lower levels of the atmosphere, which will bring us potentially some mist as early as tomorrow morning. I want to show you the weather setup right now. We're kind of quiet across the Central Plains. There's some good rain out near California and even some snowfall across parts of the Midwest, Ohio, and out toward New York. There's some snow as well around this low pressure system. This is where the cold air is kind of locked in the northern tier of the United States. We're not going to tap into some cold air until potentially after Christmas. So this morning's low of 48 degrees, that's going to be the coldest we will be for at least the next several days. Now, as we look at the humidity map, you can see that around this area of high pressure system, it's pretty dry. Well, air moves in a clockwise fashion around a high, and so as this high moves off to the east, we're going to see our winds turn around to the southeast and humidity will slowly rise. Gulf moisture will be up as early as tomorrow morning and then lasting through the week. That lower level moisture resulting in some morning fog, mist, and drizzle starting tomorrow and Thursday. By Friday, our rain chances spike up as we'll likely see some more widespread light rain on Friday. Now, the chance for rain continues into the weekend as well, although not as widespread as Friday. An isolated shower or storm is possible on Saturday and on Sunday, Christmas Eve. But by Monday, our rain chances will really start to be tapering off. So I don't expect too much rain on Monday. But again, it's going to be a warmer than average Christmas for us with highs near 70 degrees. Guys.
Thank you, Sarah. It is game day. Spurs play the Bucks tonight in Milwaukee. Things probably won't go great. One big reason why Wemby is out with some ankle soreness. Tip off tonight, 7 o'clock. Nonetheless, go Spurs, go. Well, the field at Toyota Stadium up in Frisco near Dallas has been painted for the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl tonight, featuring the UTSA Roadrunners taking on the Thundering Herd of Marshall. For the second time in 3 years, the Roadrunners will take over Toyota Stadium for a bowl game. For several seniors, including Frank Harris and Rashad Wisdom, this will mark their last collegiate football game.
I'm going to be honest, tomorrow I'll probably be crying win or loss, so please don't get no pictures of me with my tears. But it's been fun. It's been fun.
Tomorrow night, like you said, win or lose, I'll probably have some tears coming down my eyes because it's my last time playing in UTSA uniform. And, just been here for so long and all the struggles that we've been through to having the success we had last couple seasons, it just means a lot. So definitely going to cherish that moment.
And hopefully it will end with a bowl win for Frank and company. UTSA and Marshall will play tonight at 8 at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. UTSA is favored by 11.5 points.
And we do have a crew in Frisco to cover the game. Mary Rominger and photojournalist Billy Caldera are there. And Mary got to ask head coach Jeff Traylor some important coffee questions. Take a look.
Jeff, there's a rumor floating around here that the winning coach is going to get doused with some coffee after the game. Do you have a preference of coffee.
We're at Toyota Stadium with the UTSA football team as the Roadrunners try to bring home their first ever bowl win. And if they were to accomplish the feat, instead of a traditional Gatorade shower, what does legendary head coach Jeff Traylor think about possibly getting doused with a big cup of Joe?
I've never won a bowl game, so I haven't even got that far ahead. But if we were so fortunate to be able to do that, I'm one of those kind of guys that, I have a little coffee with my cream. So not a black coffee guy for sure. It's going to be sweet. And so if it goes on my bald head, preferably something sweet so I can maybe enjoy the taste.
All right,
Well,
good luck to the UTSA Roadrunners tonight up in Frisco.
Yes, and prepare with a nice, sweet, cold drink.
We hope.
Well.
We
Yes.
hope it is sweet.
Yes.
9:50, 55 degrees.
We'll be right back.
New film in theaters this weekend looks at the lives of pro wrestlers, the Von Erich brothers.
And CNN's Rick Damagella gives us a preview of the movie, The Iron Claw.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling.
The story of professional wrestling family the Von Erichs is dramatized in The Iron Claw.
Together, we can do anything.
The physical preparation for the movie, needless to say, was intense. For about 7 months, I didn't realize it at the time, but that became the most informative thing that I had on Kevin. I felt the way that I imagined he felt, which was sore, tired, and tight, and like a warrior, man.
I'm scared, man. Get all mad out of control.
These men were so loved, and so there were a lot of testimonies of people who had spent time with them, and there was a whole lot to go off of getting ready to play them.
It's just gorgeously, confidently shot, and I think incredibly heartbreaking. It's like everybody is trying to do their best, and that just doesn't always in life work out.
The Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
I do want to see that movie. Looks
too.
pretty good. All right, the forecast calls for temperatures warming into the upper 60s this afternoon with some of those cirrus clouds. So hopefully we'll get a good sunset. That would be great. Cirrus clouds make good sunsets. And then it'll become cloudy tonight. By tomorrow morning, some fog and some mist possible. And then morning drizzle on Thursday. By Friday, more widespread rain and then a small rain chance over the weekend and into Christmas as well. It is going to be mild, a high of only 70.
Before we wrap up, we want to wish a very happy birthday to our very own Ursula Perry.
Happy birthday, Ursula.
Is she coming in today? Can we wish her in person?
I think Tiffany is doing the new.
Okay, well, happy
But
birthday at home.
Enjoy your birthday.
Enjoy your day off.